want to start off with our men's breakfast this coming Friday. We're back at my house, and so please come on down, men, 6:30 a.m. at my house, where we will be encouraged to finish off the week. And then on Friday night, the ladies are going to be meeting downstairs here at the church for their monthly fellowship. They are calling Galentines, and so it's going to be at 7 p.m. downstairs at the church, here at the church. And so for you ladies, please bring something to share, like a dessert. And I believe that they're going to show you how to make a Japanese sweet sandwich, fruit sandwich, something special. So please come, ladies. You will not be disappointed, as there is a special message brought to you from our very own Katie Zavala. Then at the same time, at 7 p.m., my house is opened up again for all you guys to come and hang out together and to get to know Pastor Rob. So 7 p.m. at my house, bring something to share, whether it be a drink or a dessert. We're just going to talk a lot of story with Pastor Rob, maybe even play some board games, because that's Matthew's expertise, right, Matthew? It's going to be a fun time of fellowship that happened in February. We want to celebrate with you as we have a cake, so please come and fellowship this coming Sunday, Friday, jam-packed, all this stuff, okay? Again, if you have not turned, you can do so again to Jeremiah chapter 21. Jeremiah chapter 1. Here in this chapter, as we're going to go through it, we're going to see how Jeremiah delivers God's message to King Zedekiah, and he exhorts the royal family to stop their evil. And the purpose of this message is that you would deliver God's message to the people. We've already prayed, so let's just jump right into it. You know, when we begin chapter 21, it's a very unique chapter because in today's chapter, you will come to see that it is not given in chronological order. Pastor David Guzik says this: there is a substantial jump from chapter 20 into chapter 21, as there is 20 years that is fast forward. So we take a large jump in this chapter. Pastor Chuck Smith even says in this chapter, the messages in the book of Jeremiah are compiled. They don't deliver in order, rather they deliver just the messages itself. Seeing how chapter 21 is giving us a particular message, let's read verses 1 through 2 as we see the introduction of this particular message to King Zedekiah. It says in Jeremiah 21, starting in verse 1 and 2, the word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord when King Zedekiah sent to him Pashur the son of Melchiah and Zephaniah the son of Maaseiah the priest, saying, please inquire of the Lord for us, for Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, makes war against us. Perhaps the Lord will deal with us according to all his wonderful works, that the king may go away from us. Well, seeing how this message is sent to King Zedekiah, we are given an introduction to this man in verse 1. You know, we barely read enough about King Zedekiah in verse 1, but more can be read about this king in 2 Kings chapter 24. I want to summarize his life just so we understand more to the context of this chapter. 2 Kings chapter 24, to summarize, you can see how King Zedekiah was appointed by Nebuchadnezzar to replace his nephew, King Jehoiakim, who was taken away in Babylon's first captivity. Zedekiah's name in 2 Kings 24 tells us originally it was Matanazar, changed it into means his. And this was done so that Zedekiah would understand he belongs to Nebuchadnezzar, and his duty was to make sure the kingdom of Judah stayed loyal to Babylon. You know, verse 1 shows us, just by Zedekiah alone, it shows us here that Zedekiah is not a true king. He is what you would call a political puppet established by another kingdom, and his purpose is loyal to Babylon. Well, this is not the only chapter because we will later on read more about Zedekiah in chapter 37, and you are more than welcome to read that chapter in your own free time. Well, take a look at verse 1, because particularly Zedekiah has a message that he sends two messengers